Thank you very much for joining us for another edition of Friday at 4:20. It is 4:20. It is Friday, and we are going to play a little game with some local Hamilton comics. A couple of regulars who join us every week. Mr. Patrick Coppolino.
Hello.
Hello. Mr. Manolis Zentanos.
Thank you for saying Mr.
Yeah, you don't get that very often?
Not in my life.
Dad, man. My dad's mister. And also joining us in the room, our guest comic this week, Chris Adoranti. Nice to have you here, Chris.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
Hey, listen, it's great to meet you. You've been doing stand-up comedy for a couple of months now, so why not do a radio show?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to it.
You literally have just recently started doing this on a regular basis.
Yeah, like right at the turn of the year. So I've been doing it for
2018 has been your year of the funny.
Yeah, you got it, man.
That's awesome. And it has been going well?
So far, yeah. So far, it's
picking
been
up
going
some
well.
good tips from these two lunkheads?
For sure, actually. They've been helping a lot and just doing a ton of open mics around.
And just they sort of just watch you and go, hey, dude, I do a bit like that already. You're stealing my material.
Yeah, just squash other people's
you
ideas.
get that feeling sometimes that there's a little crossover action. You kind of go, oh, that sounds a lot like a... I mean, you guys have done so much. Patrick and Manola's been doing this for so long. I don't want to make you sound old, but you do. You must hear things that sound really eerily similar.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
It does.
So you then steer the kid away from it. That's my bit, dude.
I said, I'll put you on the radio, but you got to stop doing this. But
Oh, that's what this is all about. All right,
Yeah, exactly.
Point taken, loud and clear.
Yes. This is we're conducting a little interaction here, and so
I saw Chris just on Patrick's show at Yuck Yucks, and I just thought I think he's super funny. So
We won the contest.
he won Patrick's contest. What is it?
Go yuck yourself.
Yeah.
Go Yuck Yourself
Yes.
is the contest you run at Hamilton Yuck Yucks, and Chris was the winner.
Yeah.
So was this the prize?
This is the prize. We gave him some cash.
I don't know what to do with it, but
He
thank
got
you.
eventually.
Here's
I got
the
some
grand
cash.
prize. You get to be a guest on our radio show
Which I think is a great prize.
and not get paid for it.
yeah.
That's awesome. Fellas, you know how the game works, but for the audience at home, we have our wheel of random topics. The fellas don't know the topics ahead of time. There are 12 envelopes, official Bell Media envelopes, and we'll get you to spin the wheel. You get a shot at the topic first. You can tell a story, first thing that comes to your mind, something that makes you angry about it, whatever you want to do, and then as soon as you start talking, the other two guys can join in and try to steal your airtime. So, yeah, absolutely. It's all about stealing airtime here. So let's get started. Jump right in. Chris, you're our guest, so you get the first random topic wheel spin.
It's exciting.
Extra ballot for Booster Juice.
Extra ballot for Booster Juice.
Number
That's not the
9.
topic. Yeah. Number 9?
Number 9.
Yes. We explained on our last show this wheel does double duty for our K-Light out on location. So we left the prizes on it. So there's no ballot for you for Booster Juice, Chris. But you do get this wonderful topic to begin our little conversation here this afternoon. And your topic, Chris, is beer versus wine.
Beer versus
Yeah, you got one that you like better. You got one that you hate more. You got a story about both mixing together. That'd be
Definitely, like now, totally depends what you're doing. Like if I'm like wine tires me out, like it'll put me right to bed, right?
okay.
So-
Red, white doesn't matter.
I can't drink white for whatever reason. but
Okay,
I
red
like
will have
wine.
that effect on
Yeah,
people.
Yeah, for sure. But like I can't really drink too much beer now either because I get so bloated. I gotta find like a happy medium. But
It's like old guy talk now. All of a
I
sudden,
used to like beer. These guys probably don't know this. Like you guys haven't seen this, but like I am literally the best beer chugger you've ever seen in your life. Like swear to God, if you give me a pint of beer,
Right?
you'll never see anyone drink a pint faster. I promise you.
He just goes down just like water.
Yeah. Like I'll do a pint in like 2.5 seconds or whatever.
do you not have a? There's something. No, there's something in the throat. There's some people who don't have a.
like-
No, it's all timing, man. It's all about
it's
just filling
timing?
it up.
Okay.
And it's just all about timing, right? Filling up the mouth. So,
Because
yeah.
I used to know a guy who was like literally would say he's missing a part in his throat, and so he just pours it right into his stomach.
It's like a trough.
Yeah, like he doesn't have the muscle there that sort of holds things back or whatever. And
Yeah.
it was the weirdest thing because he used to go to bars and place bets. Like
Yeah, well, my buddies used to do that. My buddies used to literally be like, or they used to do like, you know, schooners at like Boston Pizza. Like I would do those. My buddies would go around betting like our bar bills or whatever, and I would do them. And I'd like I have to go and like go to the washroom and like empty it out, get ready for the next one. No joke.
What a great way to spend some time.
Pardon?
You drink that much?
I would at least do 2. I could literally, I would show you. Yeah, at least 2 like sometimes.
We got it. Now we're gonna have Chris back, and we're gonna have to bring beer in.
I'll bring it.
Yeah.
You're the one drinking it. You should bring it. Yeah, I'm going to pay for your bar bill. That's very interesting. That can come in handy, being able to chug a beer really quickly.
Yep.
The first couple times.
I have slowed down. Like I can't do it quite as fast as I used to in like high school or college, but yeah, still pretty good.
Manolis, you beer, wine? You got a choice of preference?
I like pints, but can I tell you I used to work at a grape factory to make wine.
Really?
Yeah, it was
So what? It was a place where the grapes. So they picked the grapes at the winery. They would bring them to the grape factory. Did you work sockless? This is
no.
You didn't go squish.
No, I was the only one there with steel toe boots.
Oh, okay.
No, everybody else had sneakers. I'm like, what are you guys? There's kids all over. It's like, so you go there and you get like, say, 6 Grenache or something. It's called grapes. Like 6 cartons or like 10 cartons or like boxes of these wooden crates. Right. And I was like hurt because I'm a comedian. I'm always poor. I go there and they're like, oh yeah, you can start tomorrow. And I show up, and I realize like that you just gotta like wait for orders, and then you go get a skid and take it and put someone's car, and all this stuff happened. And it was like the really shady people work there because it's like because you could, I don't want to say the name of the place, but you just would show up and you're like, they literally said to me like, okay, you can start tomorrow. I'm like, I can start tomorrow?
That's weird, right?
Right?
Yeah.
That's it?
There's no vetting process. We're not going to call anyone and find out if you're a hard worker.
So these people, the shortest way I can tell you, the best part of this place is like I got so fed up and tired with the people I was working with, and this guy I was driving to work that was like really mean to me. Like, you know, he's like, "You're gonna buy me a coffee today?" I'm like, "Why are you abusing? What are you yelling at me for?" Right? Like, I won't get into that part of the story. So finally one day I go like this. I'm driving to work with him at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. and I go like this. I go. He goes, "What's wrong, man?" Like he thought we're friends now, right? Because I'm buying coffees every day for him.
So he's mean.
Yeah, he's mean to me. And he's like, "Hey, I go," and I just heard it on the radio, so I had in my subconscious, I'm going to say this. I'm like, "You don't want to hear it." He said, "No, what's wrong?" He goes, "I guess you haven't heard." He's like, "What?" He goes, "Patrick Swayze died last night," and he did. Right? Okay. Because he did. Because I just heard it like 10 minutes.
He had just passed away. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just tired, right? And I just like I don't care about this guy. And he's like, "What? I don't care about Patrick Swayze. Are you kidding me?"
He got
he got mad at me. He's like, "Patrick, you think Patrick Swayze's paying for my dental bills?" This guy told me he robbed a bank once, by the way. Okay, all right, this guy.
He sounded like what? How did you hook up with that? You just met him?
He ran the biggest machine. There's machines that squish the grapes into juice if you don't want to squish it at home. It's these old guys. So he worked the main machine, but he was so messed up. He was an alcoholic and he would never be ready. So I said to the boss, I said, "Hey, I'll drive him to work if I can like get more hours."
Right.
And the guy's like, "Oh, okay." Because he would always show up late.
Make sure he's there on time. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like I'd wait in front of his house like for half an hour. And then like ladies of the night would come to my car. I swear to God, ladies of the night because it was on He lived on Bard Street, and I was like. And I at first I just rolled down the window. I'm like, "Sorry, I'm waiting for a friend," and they get mad at me. Like, who stops at Barton Street at 6 a.m. Right? I'm like, they didn't believe me, and so I started like every day. I would drive around. They'd stop. The ladies of the night start walking to my car. I drive around the block. They come again. I drive around the block until this guy would come out of my. So then I got so mad at it. I told him. So like for 5 days, all I did was talk about Patrick Swayze.
That was your punishment.
That was my punishment. These guys. I said there was one guy. He says like he goes, "Okay, it's 2:00. Truth circle, everyone." He goes, "What's the truth circle? We're gonna hold hands and tell our favorite part of a Patrick Swayze movie." And this one guy goes, "You're different, buddy. You're different."
You are different. A Roadhouse story to be sure, right?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. That's very interesting. You talk about shady businesses, and I'll just quickly share. I was involved, and we were talking to about advertising this, and it was a new water company. They were putting bottled water, and this was when bottled water was first coming out, and so these guys had set up this bottled water plant down on Barton,
Okay.
and so. And so we go down to meet them to write their commercials, and so we go down and meet them. The guy says, "This our water is the best water." It goes through a 7-step filtration process, and so we're in the plant. We go, "Tell us some more about this 7-step filtration process because we could use that in the commercial." And then the guy goes, "Well, if I'm being honest with you, we fill the bottle over there with the tap, and it's 7 steps over to the skid." So that's not a filtration process. He goes, "Yeah, it seemed like a good idea." So I was like, "Oh, okay, no, that's not a cool thing." Patrick Capolino, beer versus wine.
I prefer to drink beer, but
Right.
I'm Italian, so every Sunday dinner at my mom's, we have.
You got
red
a
wine.
vino.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Did you have it as a young kid? Because I know a lot of Italians
they
growing
let me
up.
try it when I was a kid. I mean, I didn't like
Okay.
it, but I do like how much more drunk I can get for such less money. With
For
wine. That's why I
wine.
like wine, depending on what kind of night I want to have. But actually, Manolis' dad makes wine.
Yes.
No?
His
Okay.
own wine. It's like 20% juice, 80% nail polish remover. It's so strong.
Strong, dude.
But he's like, I remember one of the first times I was at Manolis' place. He's like, "Yeah, you want some wine?" He's like, "My dad makes it." I'm like, "Sure." He's got a barrel in his like in the laundry room.
That's amazing.
Pours his
When
own
I'm
wine.
broke, which is a lot, like times, and I do want to get like I have a little buzz on, and I want to get a little more drunk. Because it tastes horrible, but I'll like you see this can of Coke, like a glass this big, I'll fill it right up with the red wine,
Yeah.
and I chug it like you, Chris. I just boom down. And then
it's
boom
lights
right
out.
to the moon, man. It's probably not good to do it that way. Like the shock's like whack, like just like too much alcohol.
Does your dad think the wine tastes good?
Yes.
Okay. That's
He
always
does.
the weird part, right? When you drink
does.
something, you're kind of like, "Dude, do you think this tastes good?" Because
But he has a 90-year-old tongue.
Yes. My dad's
like battery acid.
my dad like I don't like he started catching raccoons because they would eat his grapes.
Oh, he grows his own grapes.
Well, yeah, so he grows his own grapes, and then he puts he buys half the grapes and half his,
Okay,
right? He mixes
right.
it all together, right? Because he doesn't have enough grapes. But like these raccoons were eating his grapes at night, and he got so mad at them. Like he takes it personally. Like he thinks they're like human beings.
Right. They're coming for him.
These raccoons are eating my grapes. They can't do that. So he put green chicken wire mesh around his grapes, right?
Right.
Circled them, and he said like I come home. Oh, he's like he thought that would stop them, but I come home and the raccoons had like gone through the mesh, opened it up, and got into it,
they'll
and then
get through
used
anything.
it like a hammock.
Sitting back, eating the grapes.
I came home. And they're like, yeah, like literally going back and forth, like a swing, and they're eating grapes like on their backs, just like I'm like at
That's
their place.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Got like other raccoons feeding them grapes, pushing them in the hammock.
Yeah. It's the best raccoon life ever. Well, that is all very well and good, boys. Let's move on to our next topic. Manolis, it's your turn to spin the wheel. You're listening to Friday at 4:20. I'm Mike Neighbors, our comics in the studio, Patrick Capolino, Manolis Satonos, and our special guest, Chris Adoranti. And Manolis, you're up.
All right.
Give her a whirl, my friend.
Bad spin, but it's number one. It says nice try, number one.
Number one. Nice try, number
nice
one.
try. It's got
Manolis,
an apostrophe.
you're number
Try.
Your topic is ladies of the night. No.
Dude.
Dude, I got stories, buddy.
Yeah.
No, this is, I think this one you're going to, you got something to say about this.
What is it?
Exercise.
Exercise.
Exercise. What do you think about exercise? Do you exercise at all? You used to be a swimmer, a lifeguard, right?
Yes.
Yes. Do you still swim or you just mostly float now?
I just mostly float.
School.
What?
You were in charge of exercises at school.
I did run. I forgot about that. I was going to tell something else, but so I remember I told you I was in. Did I tell you I went to special ed?
Do you have to tell us?
Every episode of Friday at 420 so far has delved into your special education needs. So you were in special ed.
I was in special ed. Did you know that, Chris?
Yes.
Everybody knows.
So I'm in, and like after a week, I got okay with the fact that I've accepted my mistakes. Because I wasn't really supposed to be there. I was just lazy.
Right.
And like also I'm like, oh, I really screwed up here. And then there was these morning exercises for like the first 15 minutes of the morning, right at 9 o'clock.
Sure.
And then the teacher would say, who wants to run the morning exercises? And the kids, everybody wants to be leader in charge. So like there was only like 20 kids in this class. I was at maybe 15 to 20 at a time, depending.
Right.
So we all put our hands up, and the teacher would pick someone different. And after like a couple weeks, I realized, and I did it once too, and I'm like, oh, this is forever. And I stopped putting my hand up. So I was the only kid. I'm like, I don't want to teach I don't want to teach aerobics.
Right.
I can't read. But I'm a qualified aerobic instructor for 15 minutes in the morning. And the worst part was they played the same, like I was in special ed obviously for 4 years. Okay.
Right.
Same class. I know. I put no effort in trying to figure out how to get out of there. Like my parents are European. Like they don't know. They're like, oh, he's in school. Everything's fine. Right?
Yeah.
So the same tape for 4 years. Did you know that? That's what killed me. That's where I learned depression, because it was like it was the same 4 or 5 songs I heard every day.
Just a
for
loop.
4 years. For 4 years, the same tape. I don't understand how the tape didn't break. But the tape, the song that gave me was the popcorn song. Do you know the popcorn song?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Popcorn. They use that for the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, I hate
Sweet
that
Georgia
song
Brown.
with passion. And here's the craziest part
Maybe
of
it's
that
a different
song. I
song.
bet you don't even know this.
What?
After 2 years went by, I think it was in the 3rd year, all of a sudden I heard in the background of the song, kernels popping.
Really?
Yeah, it's so deep into the song.
You only hear it after 4 years.
You gotta listen to the song
like it was
for 4 years.
Yeah, like 2 years. After 2 years, I'm like, "There's kernels popping." I was like, "Ah!" I was like so mad, but it like took me.
It
2
would
years.
make sense though, wouldn't it?
It would, but it was so subtle that I've listened to it so many times that I was like I was the song. I was I was like in the radio at that point. Like, no.
So now if you hear the song, you immediately start doing jumping jacks, or you've been like brainwashed, right?
Oh yeah, that's all I did was jumping jacks. I did jumping jacks. I hit my knees with my hands and like make stuff up. And the teacher would always yell at me. She goes like this. I remember this. She goes, "Try Manolo," because I never tried. I didn't care. I didn't want to. Because she picked me. I would like eventually. I stopped putting my hand up. It's like, Manolis, you haven't done it for a while. And then she's like, "Try Manolis, try." I'm like, I wish I tried. I wish.
Do you hear the popcorn kernels popping?
Yeah, lady. So yeah, I don't like exercise.
So I don't like exercise. What about you, Patrick Capolino? You an exercise fiend?
No, not at all.
Not at all. Surprising.
I don't know if you can tell.
Right? A little shock.
When I was a kid, though, I was like a super active kid. Like I was always outside, riding my bike, skateboarding. I played hockey, basketball.
Loved all that stuff.
And then my adult life.
Yeah, was
I'd
it?
say from like 18 on. Once after I went to college and like
It's weird, isn't
started
it?
drinking,
Drinking,
and girls. Yeah.
Smoking. I mean,
Smoking,
I took
yeah.
up smoking cigarettes, and that was the end of any hope I had of ever being
so
an
I
athlete.
guess the most exercise I have is because I have a little daughter, right?
Right.
So if I didn't have her to chase around at the park and stuff, I'd have zero exercise. I walk a lot because I lost my license. So
that's another topic. Turns out, topic number 11, losing your license. So we'll get to that story. Interesting, when you have kids, though, it does change things, right? Because now you want her to get exercise, and so you're taking part and playing ball with her and stuff.
But I didn't really realize how out of shape I was until I had her. Because when she was old enough to run around, I was only like 24 years old, and I caught myself getting up doing the just from sitting cross-legged,
huffing and puffing, and oh man, Chris Adoranti,
Yeah,
or Adoranti,
no. I not too long ago, like a couple of years ago, I actually like made an effort to start going to the gym, and I lost like a bunch of weight.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I lost like 30 pounds or like 35 pounds, right? And but I stopped going. One time we were there, and I was watching this lady do like what are they called? Like squats, right? And she was doing squats, and she's just so loud about it, like just really animated. Everyone's like looking at her. And then I'm kind of near. I'm like doing these like girly like chest press machines or whatever, and I see her like get up and leave right away. I'm like, what? Like, all right, and I start smelling like crap, right? And yeah, man, she emptied herself right there doing squats.
Wow!
Under the bar, like there was a trail of it on the floor behind her.
Was it like kind of liquidy?
Yes, very much so.
So she just
it
had
wasn't a log.
squatted just too hard, and it just,
I guess. Yeah,
She literally squatted.
yeah.
that literally.
Yeah, she was
That
squatting.
is.
So then I'm like, I'm never going to the gym again, and I gained all the
That's
way back.
disturbing, man. This is supposed to be a comedy show.
Sorry.
That's disturbing.
I know. I'll see myself.
Wow,
out.
I know. I love that. You know what? It's funny when you say gym, because I became a member of a gym. I went for, I don't know what it was, a couple of months, and then same as so many other people, right? But I had the same issue that a lot of people had. I couldn't give the gym membership up. It was like I was giving up on myself or something. So,
Oh, no.
So I hadn't been to the gym. It had been quite a while, and finally, my daughter and I belong to the same gym, and she wanted. So I said, I got to go handle this thing. I'm paying every month for a gym I don't ever use.
Okay.
So I go over to the gym, and they had changed their name. So it had been so long since I'd been there, they changed their name. So I go in, they go, oh, why do you want to, hand in your membership? And I go, you changed your name. I didn't even know that you changed the name of the gym. I go, when did that happen? And she goes, about 5 months ago. And I'm like, okay, well, there's a reason why I don't want to be a gym member anymore. You guys changed the name, man.
Yeah.
But do you still have? Were you still paying for your membership?
I was still paying.
That's amazing.
You pay, and it feels a little bit like quitting on yourself by giving it right, by giving up and shutting down the membership.
Yeah,
but then eventually, I just came to grips with the fact that I'm.
They're not easy either to go in and cancel. Like those people like give you a hard time if you want. Like
They
one time,
fight.
They do. One time I had 2 gym memberships because I'm like, oh, this place is cheaper, so I went and signed up in another gym. That went to cancel, and the guy's like, no. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's easier to get a vasectomy at 18.
Yeah, exactly.
I got.
Where do you go for your vasectomies? Because that sounds.
There's a guy downtown.
There's a guy.
There's a guy for everything.
Oh my lord! All right. I've lost track of whose turn it is. Oh, I think it's Patrick Coppolino's turn to spin the wheel. This is Friday at 4:20. Patrick Coppolino, Manolo Santanos, Chris Adoranti. We are all joking around about random topics. Go ahead, spin it, man. Patrick Coppolino's random topic is number
8.
Number 8. Lucky number 8. Did you win a prize?
No, I just got a nice try.
Oh, damn it.
I think it's actually 7, but it doesn't matter.
Is it?
It's 7.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it flipped over.
No, because it looks
It
like
kinda
it
looks
looks
like
like
an
an
8.
8. It looks
Yeah.
like an 8.
Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give you a choice.
Ooh.
It's 7,
Yeah.
dude.
Because of your
Like
misread,
it's the other.
I'm going to pull out topic number 7 and topic number 8. I'm going to
wow.
reveal both topics, and you can pick the topic that you like best.
All right.
You're lucky.
Yeah,
special.
you're special.
Better ball.
Not as special as you, Manolis. Totally different.
No one is.
I know. All right, your 2 topics to choose from, Patrick Coppolino, are ATMs or dancing. Wow.
I have
one
an
of those-
ATM story, but I don't think I should tell it.
I don't know if you can tell
Oh,
that.
it's a story we're not sure we. You know what? We could edit the story down. Is there an issue?
I don't think there is a way to.
No, it's one of those stories. That's the kind of story Manolis would start, and we'd have to stop him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ATM.
I
Is it
would
at
e-
least about a bank machine though?
Oh, that kind of ATM. No, yeah, it is.
Are you a dancer?
I am not.
Do you like to boogie? Do you like to get down? You got
What's that jig thing you do?
Yeah, I do this weird. So I used to work in this sports bar in Hamilton. It was above, the quad pad.
Oh yeah,
Before
yeah.
Ice Center or whatever. So there was a sports bar up there, and I worked there when I was in high school. And one of my bosses, you might actually know him. He's a local Hamilton musician. He was the manager in the kitchen at the time, Graham Peaceful.
Okay.
And he's a super funny dude. And he was a horrible manager because he was so much fun, right? He just liked having fun with us. And he used to blast music all the time, and he would teach me this weird dance. It's like almost like an Irish jig, but it's like as fast as you can possibly do it. So I learned that in high school, and then that worked out in my favor. I used to bust that out at parties, and even like at bars, like at the old Motown at Absinthe when it was on King Street. I used to bust that out downstairs.
It's actually really good.
People formed circles around me to watch. They started to call me Crazy Legs.
The feet fly.
That was Patrick Crazy Legs.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And how did he teach it to you? He just he did it, and then you started.
Yeah,
to
he would
mimic
start
him?
doing it, and then he would just show me how to do it. And then at one point we just weren't cooking; we were just jigging in the
Jigging. Did you use it to pick up the ladies?
It's worked a few times.
It's worked. Yeah. Well, you got to get noticed, right?
Because it's funny.
Because it's a funny dance. You look awkward doing it.
Yeah, I'm not a good dancer,
Okay.
but I like to dance funny. I do all kinds of weird dance moves.
Manolis, do you have a dance move you like to pull out at parties?
I used to. When I first started drinking, I think I was 18 or something. I went to some party or like a dance party, and there was a circle, and like let me dance, let me get in. Like it was like
I don't
kind of
think
like
you're supposed to ask.
yeah, like let me in. They're like okay, go. They're like let me in, and I realized I didn't know how to dance, so I made up a bunch of stuff, and then I started saying because I remember I was 18 or 19, but I was obsessed with. I still like WKRP in Cincinnati, the TV show.
Sure, yeah.
And there's this one episode where Johnny Fever is talking about the phone cops, like he thought because he destroyed a phone and he thought the phone cops were after him.
Right.
It's the phone cops, man. It's the phone cops. And I don't know. I was so drunk. I kept saying afterwards. It's like, oh man, we gotta watch out because it's the phone. I started saying the phone cops after I failed at dancing, and the bouncer goes, what? He goes, you phoned the cops? I go, no, man, the phone cops. And he's like, and they kicked me out. Because they thought I called the cops for a reason, but I didn't. Why would I call the cops?
But then again, why would you start yelling out
phone cops?
That's,
right.
Yeah,
I'm the only one watching that show.
Just as strange. Can you dance if you wanted to dance?
I can. No. No.
Well, I know some of us don't feel.
No.
Some people don't feel cool dancing, but they can. No,
I remember
I
I knew a couple moves like fake, like almost looked like I might know how to break dance back in the day, and then like I would do the worm and then stop. You know what I mean? I do or I could jump and like land it and then do a couple worms and then do that weird foot thing, and then that was all I had. And I was like,
oh, and it wasn't going well.
And no, it just seemed like, oh, now what else? And I'm like, no, that's it.
There's times where I want to be a good dancer, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna learn how to dance, and then I just never.
I can do a cartwheel.
It's like going to the gym. I just never get around it.
By a good dancer, you just mean somebody who can just look competent on the floor.
I think I have
or
the
you mean
capacity to be a good dancer if I wanted.
Yeah. See, the physical, he physically could handle it.
Yeah.
You love music.
Got the rhythm.
Good beat. You can dance to it.
Yeah.
You dance with your daughter. You dance around with your daughter, and right. I mean, that's where you sort of play dance or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So that get better, Chris. I'm
a terrible
he's
dancer.
shaking his head already.
Yeah, I'm
the worst dancer.
I'm the worst in this room for sure, 100%. But I remember we were away in Dominican Republic for a wedding or something. Yeah, it was a wedding. And we were in those discotheques, at night, on the resort or whatever. And my buddy's a really good break dancer. He's always been a really, really good break dancer. So he's doing all the stuff in the middle of the room and everyone's going nuts. And the one part we tried it a couple times where he goes to make it look like he falls back, and I'm supposed to trust fall catch him, right?
Right.
But I was distracted, and he just falls right backwards onto the ground. Or, smokes his neck or whatever on the back of a bench. He was all right. Manolis looks real concerned.
Man.
He died.
He died.
We threw him in the ocean, and that was it.
You know what? For the sake of the story, we could have him die because that's just even funnier, right?
Yeah,
He died.
He died.
His funeral's
He
this
passed
Sunday.
away.
I saw a girl fall off a bar from dancing. I was the only one watching this. This girl, these
Like
three
the Coyote Ugly thing where
Yeah,
they get
yeah.
up on the bar and
And
dance.
I only watch. I was the only and I remember the guys are serving drinks between their legs, and there's all this liquid on not like your story, but just beer and wine or whatever.
It gets slippery up there.
And I'm only one going this is dangerous. These girls are gonna fall because they're dancing. And then one girl's feet went right where her head was, but she was still up and she went from there all the way down to the ground and landed on her butt. Yeah, and then she got up, tried to dance her way out of this out of pain.
The worst dance ever, trying to dance your way out of a huge
I'm like,
error.
she's going to die.
Oh my! That's dangerous dancing on bars.
Yes.
Keep that in mind, kids.
You're right though, because it's either the liquid's either slippery or really sticky. Like there's no in between. You're either
When I think it's dangerous, it's dangerous.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if I'm your voice of reason, it's a bad idea.
I think that we're very close to having just a great night out. We'll get Chris to chug the beers while Patrick does his dance on the bar.
And I'll call the phone cops.
And you'll call the phone cops. Phone cops!
The phone cops, man. It was the phone cops.
Chris, we got time for one more topic. You give the wheel a spin, my friend. You're our guest in the studio for Friday at 4:20, getting ready for the weekend. What do you got there?
Number 7.
Topic, we already had 7.
Was that dancing?
That was dancing.
Okay.
So,
Want me to spin again?
yeah, spin it again. We could go ATMs, but we'll go. Why don't we spin it again? Something fresh. You didn't just do that again.
4,
okay.
dude.
Well, there's not that many numbers on there, so Manolis is learning them all. All right, our final topic, guys. Here we go. We got to close with a bang. Fireworks. Fireworks. Anybody got a great story about almost blowing their hand off? Fireworks.
We used to have like a sweet, like every May 2-4, we used to have, like a block party where like they'd have like this big,
everybody gets together. We all chip in for fireworks.
Yeah, and I remember being like 8 years old, and it was always the best. They had like burning schoolhouse and all these awesome fireworks, right?
It's the best, the burning schoolhouse.
It was the best fireworks.
You ever notice everybody was always quiet when it happened? Like when
true.
you watch it, all the kids would just be quiet watching the school burn.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially Manolis.
Yes.
The school burning is like the dream come true.
Yes.
But I remember 2 parents like getting into a fight over who was gonna light the fireworks. Because guys would get liquored up too, right?
Sure.
Like, it's May long weekend, and like I just remember that it's not real funny. It was kind of sad, but like
No, it's funny.
The kids couldn't play together for a while after that. But I remember, the one dad definitely won, and the other one didn't. I felt so bad for that kid because his dad just got the crap kicked out of him.
In front of the whole
In front of the whole street.
Wait, they fought?
Yeah. They were fighting.
Over fire.
Over fireworks.
Yeah, but it's
is
like really
crazy.
just starting a fire.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Let me play with the lighter. No, let me play with the lighter.
Their poor wives.
Patrick, you blow anything up?
Lots of things.
You look like a guy who might have blown some stuff up.
For this topic.
You're a science guy, so right? I mean, you're like
let's
the
experiment.
nerd. You're like, I'm going to mix these things together and see what happens.
Yeah. For legal reasons, this was a theoretical situation. Imagine if me and my friend, a few years ago, hypothetically speaking, my friend Adam and I think you know, but you might have seen the vid. It would be really great if there was videos of it on my Facebook. If you go to but no, there's my buddy lived in Burlington. Theoretically, he might have lived in Burlington, and we just had fire. We were younger, we were idiots, and we had all these fireworks, and we were just kind of like going around town, just seeing what we could blow up with the different fireworks that we had, just like like trying a little mailbox. Or
Sure, you got to see something,
anything.
right? Yeah.
And like Roman candles, stuff like that. And then there was one, like we saved the biggest one we had. There was a phone booth, but it was like an old, like out of service phone booth, but it was just like beside one of the bars there. So we saved the biggest one for a phone booth because we knew it would do something, but we didn't know what. So then we put it in the phone booth. We lit it. It was like an action movie because we were filming it too. So my buddy goes in, he lights it, he's running, and as he's running, we just see like there was like 2 bangs. One initial bang that had like a lot of light, and then a second one that blew the whole roof of the phone booth off. It was amazing. It was
because of that tight space, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a firework, but I mean, in a
hypothetically,
confined space.
boom,
Hypothetically, it would have,
lights and smoke. It was amazing.
And there's video evidence of that
coolest thing.
hypothetical
So,
adventure.
Had that actually happened, it would have been really cool.
Really cool evidence of that. Of course, we're on a Bell Media station, and of course, it is Bell that owns the phone booth. So that's the good thing that was hypothetical. Manolis, you blow stuff up in your wilder, younger days?
Yeah, we used to. Me and my neighbor friends would we'd put all our money together, and then during firework whatever's. When they would be in the variety stores, and we just buy stuff, and then we used to buy this one called Baker's Dozen. Do you remember that one?
I don't remember Baker's Dozen.
Baker's Dozen, like we always bought it because it was like that's what I learned.
All the different fireworks in it.
No, because it was 13. Like Baker's Dozen is like instead of 12 things that came out of it. It was 13.
13.
We were like,
You got an extra one.
We got an extra one. Let's
Sweet.
get Baker's. That's how we all decided to buy. I swear to God, I was like, no, we get an extra one. It's the Baker's
Were they
dozen.
Roman candles?
It was like a straight up like that one. Is
But
that
they
what-
don't explode, right? They just shoot out.
shoot out. So we used it a bunch of times. We bought it so many times, and then we screwed up. We lost the wick, and we're like, ah man.
So this
we-
one's ruined. We
This
can't.
one's ruined.
Yeah.
So we were like in my dad's garage, and we put gasoline on the front of the.
Or some of his homemade wine.
Oh yeah, and we tried to light it, and that didn't work. And we used all the matches. And there was one match left, and we're like, screw it, it's done. And my friend, I think either I did or someone else, and we broke it in half. You could see all the powder. And my other friend goes, wait. He lights the last match, hits the powder, and right away, there's like 10 of us kids just hanging around. All of a sudden, in the garage goes, 4 of them goes like that, all over the place. We're like, and then we dropped and we all ran, and it was like shooting out of the garage left and right, and we're all ducking and jumping because it was like missing us. Like it was like. It was almost better than if it would just work. It was
That's right. Yeah. Way more fun when it's shooting at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Run. Did you get that on video, hypothetically?
no. That was it was the 80s.
No, that
dude.
was
It
like what, between World War I and II.
yeah. It was like one. It was before Hitler. I know that.
Before the internet, as we like to say on this show. That's another edition of Friday at 4:20. Man, that goes by fast. Guys, you are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out. Patrick Capolino, Manola Santanos, and our special guest, Chris Adoranti. Chris, continued success on the stand-up circuit in 2018, my friend.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Appreciate
Awesome. We appreciate you dropping in. This has been Friday at 4:20 on Funny 820. Thanks so much for being here. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.